Sir, it's risky for you to walk like this in public with only one bodyguard. Can I order all of them to come with you? Jungkook, the heartless mafia of the country, looked at him in a way that sent shivers down his veins. I smell fear from here somewhere. Is it from you? I am so sorry, sir. How many years it have been since you're working for me? Still you think I'm afraid of the pathetic creatures living here? I'm not afraid of anything. Do you know why? Because I'm a lion. Liam didn't say anything but looked downwards as Jungkook spoke. Look me in the eyes, Liam, he shouted, which made Liam quickly turn his head towards him. Stay here with all the bodyguards. I can deal this alone. But sir, do what I say. Yes, sir. Victor, come with me. At the same time on the opposite side of the road. Listen, Vine, this is your life. Don't be silly and suffer like this. You are always more than welcome to my house. If what you need is a helping hand, I'm always here for you. I know I have you, Elena, but I don't want to be a burden to anyone. You think you are a burden to me? What is this, Vine? You're my best friend. If I don't help you in need, am I ever a real friend? Why? How many years you suffered alone living with that drunken man who always abused you? Didn't you want to escape too? I do want, but he's my uncle. He's the only one I have. Just because he's the only one you have, you are letting him abuse you? I can't believe you, Vine. I know. I do want to escape, but how? To where? With whom? Alana and Vine crossed the road as the traffic sign turned red. Looking at Alana while talking, Vine bumped onto a board shoulder. I'm sorry, sir. Don't you have eyes on your face? You walk like you own this road, huh? Do you ever know who is this? Sir, should I just... Jungkook looked at Vine from head to toe and signaled Victor to keep mouth shut. What is your problem, man? I bumped onto him, not you. He's fine with that and he didn't say anything. I haven't said sorry. What more do you want? Who are you? His bodyguard to talk on behalf of him? Vine turned towards Jungkook. Look, mister, I didn't saw you and I was busy with talking to my best friend. I'm sorry. Jungkook didn't say anything but just looked into her eyes. Vine took Alana's hand and walked out of there. I'm already dealing with so many problems, can't bear one more. Wow, Vine, you were amazing there. I just wish that you had this much courage to talk in front of your uncle too. It was never because of the courage, Alana. It was because of the fear of losing the one and only blood relation you have. About Vine. Vine, who is a girl from a middle class family, whose parents died in an accident when she was just 13. From then till now, she is staying with her uncle, who is the brother of her dad. He is a drunken man who always comes home late and abuses Vine for no reason. Since Vine's mom and dad married without their parents' approval, they didn't keep in touch with him. And Vine doesn't know anything about them, but only about her uncle. She only knew he was thrown out of his home because of his alcoholic behavior. Back to present. Victor, tell Liam to get the full details about that girl. Asa, I know you don't let this matter slip away. The girl is a rude. How can she doesn't know about you? I strongly doubt that she did it on purpose. Jungkook just hummed in response. If you are done talking about that girl, focus on the mission. Sorry, Asa. At La Villa, Jungkook on a mission. What's with the sudden change of the deal, Mike? Aren't I a businessman too, Jungkook? I need the best price so that I can have more profit. Another team offered me double the price you were offering me, so I changed the deal. Isn't that a bit unprofessional, Mike? Don't you think so? I don't. He smiled. But I do. We already discussed the deal and fixed the price. But you forgot your words and did this to me? He put a gun over Mike's head. I hate people who forget their words, like you. Jungkook pulled the trigger before Meg's people came closer towards him. After that, he fight with all of them till there is nobody left except him and Victor. Jungkook put the gun onto a table nearby and sat on the top of the table. Victor? Yes, sir. Doesn't this deal was so private and nobody but us and Mike people knew about this? Yes, sir. Why are you asking me this? Why are you so sweary suddenly? I. Then, how did the other two, as Mike mentioned, came to know about this deal? Someone is spying on us? Huh? Oh, he turned his head towards Victor. There must be a traitor in our tree. Victor could see the rage on his eyes as it becomes more red. I'm so sorry, sir. I had no choice. He fell on his knees at Jungkook's feet. Well, you leave me no choice too, Victor. Rest in hell. Another gun sound filled the air. Jungkook put the gun onto his pants pocket and walked towards the door after taking Victor's phone from his pocket. Jungkook on phone. Liam, meet me at the La Villa mansion. Okay, sir. Where's Victor? In hell, probably. Liam looked at Jungkook in confusion. Seeing that he was the one who betrayed us for money from those idiots. He gritted his teeth. Is that why you only took him with you, sir? And not me? And us? He asked while treating Jungkook's injured hand on the car. Can you concentrate on what you're doing and stop asking me these stupid questions? Liam continued the work without saying anything. While Jungkook was looking outside the window, he suddenly looked at Liam. Liam got frightened for a moment. Liam, did you search about the girl Reggie told you about? No, sir. We are still working on it. I need to get it as soon as possible. Yes, sir. At Vine's house. Where were you till this time? Don't you try to fool me, you idiot child. Were you with your boyfriend? Why would you want to know us if you care about me? I can go anywhere I want. You, how dare you speak like that in front of me? He pulled Vine's hair forcefully. She cried in pain. Uncle, leave me. It's hurting. Huh? You are in pain now? You need to think of this first before you talk to me like that, you little rat. No wonder why your parents died. They just escaped themselves without wanting to deal with you. You are a burden to me. Just go and die like your parents did. Vine couldn't move or spoke as those words hit her so deeply. A pain she didn't know she could bear formed in her heart. She couldn't hear anything except those words. It was echoing in her ear. It made her vision blur with tears. Now she couldn't feel the pain on her head, but in her heart. She sat down on the floor as her uncle left the room, shutting the door loudly. Am I a burden? My parents died because they couldn't look after me. I was a burden to them too. Then why did I born? No, my parents loved me. Mom, Dad, why did you left me behind? Why couldn't you take me there with you too? You want to see me suffer like this? Why am I even living in this world? Who left there for me? I have nobody. Mom, are you happy to see me like this? Dad, why didn't you take me there? I have nowhere to go. Tears flowed to the point where she couldn't breathe properly. She could hear the words of vessels breaking from the kitchen, but she didn't have the strength to get up. So she lay there on the floor, pressing her stomach with her hands because of the hunger. Slowly, she slept in tears. Next week at morning. Sir, as you asked, I have gathered the information I could get about that girl. Her name is Vine, living with her uncle, who is alcoholic at 11th Street. Her parents died in an accident when she was 13. Her uncle is the only relative she have as per the neighbors. And they said one more thing, he often abuses her. Jungkook heard everything carefully. His eyes got darkened as he heard the last line from Lian. Sir, she seems like a poor girl. Why do you ask me to gather the information about her? As I knew, she already said sorry to you that day. Liam, stop questioning me. I know what I'm doing. You just do what I said. Understand? Yes, sir. Get ready, we have somewhere to go. Wine was with her friends at a restaurant. Suddenly she saw the guy she was bumped into and a new guy was approaching their table. Wine tapped on Alana's leg. She saw them too and got frightened. One of her friends gasped as she saw them, but she kept quiet. Jungkook came and sat near the chair of Yoon. Wine, right? She looked at him, questioning his approach. Look, mister, I already said sorry. Then why are you keep coming in my way? Marry me. This line brought silence to the whole room. Alana choked on the water she was having out of fear. What? I said marry me. Huh? Are you out of your mind, man? Do I even know you? Surely you got out from some hospital, aren't you? Who are you, huh? See, I'm not joking. And I don't have time for that. What is your answer? My answer? No, I won't. Don't be a fool. You don't know who I am, don't you? You better be careful with your answer. If you don't, I have my own ways to do that, okay, darling? She tapped on her cheeks. Hey, don't touch me. Oh, never again till I get a yes from you. You have gone mad, aren't you? He looked back and winked her and walked away smiling. Why? What have you done? What? Do you know who that is? Why would I know? Some crackhead person, isn't he? He's the biggest mafia who's known for being rude and heartless. What? A mafia? Huh. Is mafias are even a thing in today's world? Stop joking, Ross. I'm not joking. See this. She showed an article about the mafias. But we can't see his face clearly. How did you know that this is him? Huh? I have my own ways to do that, you know. I'm always interested in these topics. Even if he is the biggest mafia, why would we only came to know about him now? They have their own ways to deal with all this. They have connections in media, politics and all, so their identity can keep hidden from public. In this group, only you know about him. Am I missing something? Believe me or not, I'm telling the truth. Vine, you got yourself in a big trouble. You can't even get out, even if you want to. Back to Jungkook. Now I know why you asked for the details about her, sir. Now you know, right? Then drive the car safely. Sir, I didn't have this version of you inside you. Why? Aren't mafias are human beings too? Don't they have feelings? No, sir, that's not what I was saying. It's my first time seeing you like this. Jungkook didn't say anything. He just looked outside of the window. I knew I wanted her as soon as I saw her. Liam smiled silently after hearing the confession. One couldn't sleep that day as she was immersed in the thought about what Ross said. What if all she said is true? A mafia? Oh god, what trouble am I getting myself in? Why things like this only happen in my life? Does he wanna hurt me? Because I said no to him? Oh no, what am I afraid of? He's just a mafia, that's it. I didn't did anything wrong. Few months passed just like that without any interactions with Jungkook. Vine gathered more information about him from Rouse and get to know that his name is Jungkook. Vine kept thinking and discussing about him with Alana. He awakened a kind of curiosity in her. At the same time, she was afraid of him as well. As she heard, he is rude and heartless to the people who had worked for him. Even though she was curious, she wants to keep a safe distance from him. Vine was alone at home in the morning. Her uncle only came back at night drunken. She was cooking in the kitchen, thinking about something. She didn't notice that a guy was approaching, aiming on her. She snapped at her thoughts as she heard a loud noise of a vessel fell on the floor. As she turned, she was shocked to see a guy who stood behind her with knife in his hand. Who are you? How did you get here? She started to tremble in fear. The guy didn't answer any of the questions but got closer towards her with knife. She slipped away and started to run from there to the living room, where she saw Jungkook, who was sitting in a chair reading a magazine which was there on the table. Wine looked at him in shock. She didn't know whether she could feel relieved or afraid of Wine looked both of them without knowing what to do. She could see the fear in that guy's eyes as she as he saw Jungkook there. I came to know about the answer you have to tell. Jungkook looked at him in shock. Is this the time to ask that? I have I gave you a few months to think about it, so tell me. I said, tell me, he shouted. Wine got frightened as she shivered in. Wait, are you shy because he is here? Well, let me take care of it first. He walked close towards the guy, and they both got into a fight. Vine was so scared she closed her eyes, ears, and opened her eyes as she heard a gun sound. But the view she saw made her pupil dilate. She put her hand over her mouth. She started to shiver in fear. She lost her balance and fell on the sofa chair. She felt that everything around her was spinning. Jungkook, he, he, I, I. Wait, are you shy because he's here? Well, let me take care of it first. He walked close towards the guy and they both got into fighting. Vine was so scared. She closed her ears and eyes. She opened her eyes as she heard a gun sound. But the view she saw made her pupil dilate. She put her hand over her mouth. She started to shiver in fear. She lost her balance and fell on the sofa chair. She felt that everything around her was spinning. Jungkook, he? How can you? Why did you do that? She asked, struggling to realize what just happened in front of her eyes. You think I would kiss this guy who tried to kill you with a knife? Darling, I'm a mafia. What do you expect? Wine looked at him in fear. As he understood the meaning behind that look, he came closer towards the sofa she was sitting and placed his hand on it. He lowered his voice and said, don't worry, I won't do anything to you since you are gonna be my wife. Huh? Wife? What if you were not, I would have probably taken you way before. Wine gulped her saliva. At that moment, she just wanted to escape his gaze as she doesn't want to face him again. He ruined my mood. I lost my mood to hear your answer. Chill, darling. Don't be afraid. You're gonna be used to seeing this. I will come later. She wanted to say, no, I won't marry you, his face. But words were stuck at her throat out of fear, and she saw him leaving a window of relief passed around her. Liam, yes, sir. There is something bad happening around Vine. We don't know about. Keep an eye on her, and also check his body and clean the house. Don't leave a spot. Yes, sir. I forgot to tell. Invest on who is this guy and who sent him. Liam nodded. Next day at Vine's house. So, he's for real a mafia? Hey, keep your voice down. Okay, so what Rose said was true? Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. He. He actually. OMG, I thought she was kidding. You know, I couldn't sleep an eye yesterday. You should have seen me. I was shivering till the morning. Their conversation went long and long. They didn't realize that a lot of time had passed. Alana, it's too late. You should go home. God knows what happens when Uncle sees you here. Yeah, I didn't realize the time as we talked. Alana took her bag and was about to leave, but she came across Vine's uncle at the door. Who are you? Why are you in my house? I am Vine's friend. I'm here to see her. This is not her house, this is my house. Don't come here again, you understand? Vine signaled Alana to not say a word. Alana looked at him angrily and went out. Why would you say that? She's my best friend. You don't have to disrespect her like that. You don't like that? Then go and live with her. Leave this house. Yes, I'm definitely gonna do it one day. That will be a peaceful day for me. Do it fast, you idiot child. Vine closed her room's door and began to cry. God, will there be a single day that I can sleep without crying? The next night, fight between Vine and her uncle intensified. The neighbors were all close to the windows to hear what's happening. Some felt pity for Vine, but some were enjoying the scene. How many times do I have to say this in your face that I don't like you? I don't know why you came into my life. My life was already miserable, but you made it even more worse. I hate seeing your face. Get lost. How can you say that, uncle? You are the only one I have. I loved you, but you never treat me nicely. I don't know what parents love is, because I don't got it for a long time. I thought I could get that from you, but you never even cared to look at me. What have I done to you to treat me like this? You hate me so much? Your existence. I hate your existence. After you born to your parents, things started to going more worse than it used to be. My parents didn't even want me to live with them because I helped your parents. And at last, they both gone forever to the sky. I started drinking. It's you. It's all because of you. I don't want to see you again. Get lost. Vine silently heard all those words, and it made a storm of sadness in her heart, which started to flow from her eyes. With tears in her eyes, she began to talk. You want me to be gone, right? Her uncle didn't say anything. Okay, I'm going. You won't see me again. She couldn't say everything that that was coming in her head as she was struggling to speak. Vine gently closed her room's door and began to cry on the floor after locking it. After some minutes, she stood up like she planned something and began to pack the bag. She didn't know where she wanna go or whom she could trust. The only thing that was in her mind that time was to leave the house as soon as possible. It was around midnight. 11:30 p.m. Vine was standing at the bus stop with a bag in her hand. She stood there. Some of the street lights were working and some were playing peekaboo, which aroused a fear from within her body. No public transport was passing, only some cars and motorbikes. She could see the devil eyes from the guys passed by. She tightened her grip on her bag. Some random guy. Hey sweetie, are you alone this cold night? Vine ignored him and his friend who was with him on his bike. How much is your price? He tried to grab her hand and Vine slipped off and looked at him in anger. Do you know who I am? I'm the biggest mafia Jungkook's girlfriend. If he ever get to know you, ever looked at me, he gonna kill you both for sure. She don't know where she got that courage to say that and why did she said those words, but it definitely worked. She saw the fear in their eyes as she talked about him. Sorry, don't tell him about us, madam. We are so sorry for coming in your way. Forgive us. They started the bike and vanished into thin air. Vine took a sigh of relief and took her phone. The only name she could think of was Alana's, or should I say, she's the only one contact Vine have. She's her first and last person to go to. Vine was still afraid of the dark and its sounds. She looked around while dialing her number. On phone. Vine? Why calling at this hour? It's a bit unusual for Vine to call her after 10, so she asked worriedly. I left the house. What? I'm at bus stop right now, but I think there will be no public transport after 11 p.m. I don't know where to go. I'm so afraid to be here. I only had one option. That's you. She pressed her lips not to cry again, but it failed. Hey, don't cry, Vine. Where are you? I'm coming there in few minutes. Stay where you are right now, okay? Vine waited for few minutes at the bus stop. When she saw Alana, Vine burst out into tears and hugged her tightly. Alana didn't say anything, but caressed her hair and took her phone. At Alana's house. Sit here, okay? I will be right back. After telling my parents about all this, a real cook. Vine nodded in response. It's been few minutes and Vine felt thirsty, so she walked towards the kitchen where Alana headed to. Vine stopped moving forward as she heard them talking. Mom, please, lower your voice. Vine will hear it. Let her hear. I'm not afraid of her. Alana, don't be a child. You know you can't take her home like that. What if her uncle come and make a scene in front of our house? What will be our status in this community? Do you ever think about the reputation after that? How can I face the neighbors in this residence? Alana, you have a grown brother who is at marriageable age. If we made a girl who is in her 20s also to stay in our house, can you imagine the gossips we are gonna hear from the neighborhood? Don't you think your brother brought her here? After that, will he ever get a marriage proposal from a noble family? Mom, you are just overthinking. Look, Alana, I'm more elder than you, so I know what's gonna happen. Then forget it all. What is this house? An orphanage to let a parentless girl stay forever? Mom! She looked at her in confusion. No talking about this matter again. Let her stay this night and tomorrow morning she should leave the house as soon as possible. Vine heard all that and couldn't move a leg. She saw her only hope of door being shut on her face. Everything around her was trembling and shattering to the ground. She took her bag and walked out of there, not knowing which door to knock next. Everything ended. It's like that. Alana came back to the living room, but she didn't saw Vine there. Vine? Vine, look what you done, she said to her parents angrily and went over to take the keys to search for Vine. Alana's mom. Where you think you're going? Mom, I have to search for Vine. What if something happened to her? You are not going anywhere at this hour. Give me the key. Mom, please. Her mom snatched the keys and walked towards the main door and locked it. Alana looked at her in anger, sadness. She felt helpless. She always wanted Vine to come and live with her, but when it happened, it ended up like this. Pathetic. She couldn't believe her parents' dual face. Poor Vine, where is she now? Is she safe? She must be hating me. Do I even get to call as a friend? Friend in need is a friend indeed. She cried as that words passed through her head. I'm sorry, Vine, I'm sorry. She cried and cried, thinking about it at the locked door. Vine was walking without knowing the direction. She walked and walked to the point she felt tired. Her throat was dry as a desert. She really needs some water. Her hunger was also dragging her back to go forward. She didn't have anything till noon. Vine fell into the road unconsciously. Full darkness. Nobody was on the road. Only the dim light of the streetlights can be seen. Few minutes passed, still nobody was passing by. Luckily, after a few more minutes, a car passed by and they stopped seeing a person on the road. Next day, when Vine woke up, she was lying on a soft bed, which was in a beautiful, luxurious room. It was decorated so aesthetically as her liking. Vine shocked by seeing that. Maybe a coincidence? Suddenly she came to her senses and a flashback passed through her brain. She tried to sit up, but she could feel a pain in her forehead. She placed her hand on the forehead and realized there was a bandage over it. You fell onto the ground pretty hard yesterday, I think. She looked towards the door where the voice came from. You? Yes, me. Who else could it be saving you like this? A Prince Charming? Who told you to do that? You should have left me there. A few drops of tears formed in her eyes. Does anybody have to tell me to save you? You're my fiance. How can I leave you there like that? I won't marry you. Hey, calm down. I didn't ask anything about that. I know why you did this. But don't expect me to like you for this. Huh? Instead of thanking me, saving you, you are talking me like this? You were lucky last night, or else how could I came that way last night? I didn't want you to save me, but I had to, because I wanna go home right now. Which home? The house you just left yesterday, or to the house they don't want you to stay? She looked at him in shock. How, how, how did you know that? He smirked. First, I put a camera in your house, and so you were stalking me all this time? Kind of. He came closer towards her, and she moved backwards till she reached the end of the bed. What else do you saw? She asked in fear and confusion. Something inappropriate for me to see as a stranger, but appropriate to see as your fiancé. What? She placed both her hands crossed above her chest. Not only that, but everything else too. He winked at her after looking her from head to toe. Pervert, she slapped on his face, but not very hardly. Why are you so shy? I'm gonna see it out someday, anyway. She pushed him to the side and got up out of the bed. And, and about the second? About that, Ayana told me everything. I kidnapped her while she was going to the library. She is downstairs. What? Are you crazy? Yes, there was no other way to know what happened last night to you. To be on the road like that, you are unbelievable. Saying that, she ran downstairs to see Alana. Wine? Wine hugged her. Hey, why are you crying? I'm sorry, Wine. I couldn't help you. I'm a bad friend. I know your situation, Alana. I'm not angry, nor I hate you for that. I understand. Relax and go home, okay? Or else they're gonna be worried. You didn't even pick up my phone. Last night I was so worried. I know my phone was out of charge and it was on silent too. So, what are you gonna do now? I don't know. Everything seems so blank right now. I need time to process something. Whatever will it be, I will definitely let you know, okay? Alana hugged Wine. Wine wiped the tears on Alana's face. After Alana gone, Wine took her bag and was about to leave. Why can't you stay here? I don't want to leave with you. What? Am I a beast or something? You are even worse than that, a mafia who kills people. He sighed and looked at her with fierce eyes. You don't obey me while talking gently, aren't you? I order you to stay here. If you dare to take one more step forward, I will kill you. Vine, shocked by the sudden change in his attitude and voice, she gulped her saliva and looked at him with teary eyes. Liam, take the bag inside the room and let her know about the rules and restrictions here. Jungkook walked out of the room and Vine followed Liam to the room silently. Why my life is like this? I got out of trouble to get into another trouble? That's more dangerous. Don't be afraid. He won't be doing anything to you. Suddenly, Jungkook killing a guy at her house passed through her mind, but she didn't show that she was in fear, but tried to smile and nod in response to Leo. At Vine's house. You are Vine's uncle, right? Yes. Who are you to ask about that stupid girl? Chengu gave a tight slap on his face and threw money over his face. This is enough money for you to live for a lifetime. Take it and don't come back to Vine's life again. You understand? You already gave her enough pain. I can't stand one more. He grabbed Vine's uncle's shirt collar. I'm only sparing your life because she loved you. Or else I would have put a gun over your head. You understand who I am now? Don't stutter. I'm Vine's fiancé, soon gonna be her husband. Jungkook walked after there as a storm, while Vine's uncle was looking at him in terror. After a few months, it's been few months after Vine started living with Jungkook's house. Most of the time, she didn't get to see him, but when she did, either she was looking at him in fear or was too afraid to look at him. But she saw him looking at her so many days. Everyone in the house was saying nice things about him. He doesn't seem like a bad guy after hearing all that. Liam was the one who talked about him a lot. After hearing all that, she forgot what she planned about escaping the house and now wants to see him more and more. Are you looking for me? He asked close to her ears. She could feel his breath on her ear, which passed down some electrifying signal all over her body. She was peeking into his room after seeing light from it at night. No, I came to take water. She turned around. Now she was facing him. In that white shirt, he looked so magical. She forgot a second about the road and heartless mafia. God, I'm supposed to hate this guy. He is a mafia who doesn't have any mercy. But why my heart is like, do I like this guy? No way, that can't be. You are looking at my face for quite some time now. Am I that handsome that you lost your words? Huh? Stop dreaming. I was thinking about something else. Then it must be about our marriage. What got into you? Move. I have to go. You are not going. What? You're gonna stay with me tonight. He grabbed her by the waist and pulled her towards him. She bumped onto his chest. I I felt your Samantha drapes against my body. He whispered onto her ear. Ah, what kind of guy are you? Let go of me, or else I'll scream and let everybody know what you have just said. Let everybody know. The pervert you are. He closed her mouth with his hand and grabbed her to his room and locked the door. Now scream, let everybody hear. Hey, is somebody there? This mafia guy is a pervert. He smiled and sat on the bed while unbuttoning his shirt. Why are you laughing? And why are you unbuttoning your shirt? Nobody gonna hear you scream from this room. What are your intentions? Stop doing that. What if I'm not willing to? What are you gonna do? Scream? Then scream. He stood up and pinned her onto the bed. Vine's face became red as she saw his bare chest with all the buttons unravel. But he didn't take his shirt fully off him, which kind of disappointed her in some way. Are you blushing? I. Vine loves her words. I should know that like this. Is it full moon? Why am I doing this? Well, I'm not a wolf. But why is he seems extremely hot today? Am I in my ovulation? Why do I feel like this? I wanna do something to him. But I don't wanna do too. What's happening? Vine snapped out of her thoughts. She shook her head. Saying this, Jungkook smiled. You are trying to resist your feelings or my charms. I'm not. Stop assuming. Really? He pressed his body a little more towards her and came closer towards her lips. Her heartbeat was at the top. His hot breath was something she can't deny. A few inches left between their lips, but Vine opened her eyes and pushed him to the side. No, I won't marry you. She ran fast towards the door. Jungkook followed her and hugged her from the back. You don't? He asked seductively. Is this the love I was waiting for? Is this how love feels like? Am I really in love? Does he really love me? How can I trust him? Even though the people in this house are telling good things about him, his reputation outside is terrifying. I saw it with my own eyes. I used to hate him, but after living in this house, I don't know, maybe I love him. I wanted him to notice me and look at me whenever he is home. He became something I can't resist. He kissed on her neck. She moaned. Do you really love me? Yes, I do. To the moon and back. Till I die. He answered, placing her onto the bed and started to undress her. He began to kiss every inch of her body, longing to want more and more of her taste. Vine groaned in pain. I know I am a mafia that everybody feared of, but baby, I love you. I won't hurt you. I'll not let anybody hurt you either. Hearing that, Vine placed her hand onto his left cheek and pulled him towards her and pressed her lips onto his. The tension between them intensified as he flipped her and kissed her more deeply, seductively, passionately. Next morning, Vine woke up near Jungkook. Now she doesn't feel any fear being near him or looking at him. All she felt for him was love. All she could see from him was love. Vine lost the minute she looked at him. At some point, he woke up, but she didn't realize it. Done enjoying my handsome face? No, I want to look at it more and more now. But Vine, I'm a mafia. Aren't you afraid? You are not bad as I thought. He chuckled hearing that. Really? So you don't hate me? No, I started to feel for this rude and heartless mafia guy. Huh? Who is that guy? Should I kill him? Is he disturbing you? He started to tease her. No, he's my fiance. Don't do anything to him. Huh? He looked at confused. Why are you looking at me like that? Marry me if you want. Yes. For the thousandth time. Yes. He hugged her tightly. Vine chuckled. Skip to the wedding. Do you, Jungkook, take Vine as your lawful wife and be with her in her sadness, happiness, till the death do you both apart? Yes, I do. He looked at her and smiled. Do you, Vine, take Jungkook as your lawful husband and be with him in his sadness and happiness till the death do you both apart? Yes, I do. One could see in his eyes the trust, love, care, promise, and everything she didn't get for a long time, which created tears in her eyes. The end.